First, I'd like to thank everybody for participating in the third meeting for the Assistant Professionals Association's Education Series. We have Billy Hoffman from Westwood Country Club, Gavin Parker from Salisbury Country Club, and Doug Burt, our league director. We're going to start off with Billy and follow up with Gavin and then Doug. They're kind enough to build us a nice PowerPoint for them to discuss their expertise on junior golf. And obviously our title is called Golf and Its Future. So we're also going to be discussing how we can retain golfers and utilize this time in the world to increase participation and build this game. So Billy, I'll let you take it away. If everybody can mute their mics, please. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me, and then I'll ask Billy, Gavin, and Doug. So, Billy, you are good to go.
Jeff, thanks for having me. Jeff, is this my PowerPoint here?
This is your PowerPoint.
I think that's...
So, do you want to?
Yeah, how do I get to the next slide here?
Saying next slide. I'll be your assistant.
Okay. All right. Again, Jeff, thanks for having me. I talked to Gavin yesterday, and I told him I'd go first, so I didn't have to follow Sinatra, because Gavin's going to bring some excitement here. But just real quick, kind of I think it's important, especially for like younger assistants, to kind of learn the business side of clinics and camps and teaching, and how you can really like supplement your income or even double it. So these high revenue generators, like, you know, camps or clinics or programs. One thing, like real quick, with under these clinics and programs, I have this the elite group that I teach is basically kids 10 to 15 that are playing in tournaments, local, regional, national tournaments. And so this is like an invite only group. So I individually reached out to 6 different parents that kids were all really good at, or kids that were playing in tournaments. And so I created this junior elite group, and basically we do like a 2-hour practice just about every Thursday. And I make the kids, or the parents, I make them commit to at least 10 sessions. And just, you know, real quick with these numbers, like I do, it's $70 for like a 2-hour practice. So if you do the math, you know, I'm making $210 an hour, which is pretty awesome. So I get, you know, they've already committed to 10 of these sessions. So, you know, I got $4,200 in my pocket already. Now, if I do all 30 sessions and, you know, no rainouts or whatever, yeah, I can be making a little over $12,000 in 60 hours. So, and then again, with the beginner and intermediate, you know, this year's a little bit different. Typically I have everyone commit to like, you know, a 6-week session. And it's just like any other sport. I think, like with like a soccer example, like if you miss a practice, like you don't get a refund. I don't like to be that harsh with everyone, with my students. So what I do is I, you know, if they miss one session, they can make it up in the next series of the next month. or, I give them a free 30-minute lesson or something. So, but basically if I have 8 kids for my elite group, 8 kids for my beginner and intermediate group, at $35 an hour, I do 30 of those. That's a little over $8,000. So between those 3 groups, I have the potential to make almost $30,000 in 120 hours. And at the beginning of the season, I put out my spreadsheet, and kind of look at my programs that I'm running and what's my potential income, and like, especially with these clinics and the different programs you run, you want to make sure that you're making more than your hourly rate. That's kind of the main thing. So, and so that my student commitment, everyone's going to be a little bit different at their club, what they might do. But if you don't give them the option of, hey, just show up or just come to one clinic. I make them commit to, the 6 weeks of practice, or with my elite group that, I want them committed to 10 sessions. So, yeah, just make sure, it's real simple. If they don't see the, if you just say, hey, it's just come whenever you want, then there's no commitment level there. So, my Pickup Pro is a cool little thing I made up probably like 10 years ago. So I have basically a group of 3 kids gets to pick one of the pros to kind of do a group lesson with them. I charge $200 per kid. So you get 3 kids, it's 3 1-hour sessions. So that's a nice little kind of bump up in my normal hourly rate. And generally, like, I take the kids on the course, and, I get to play, I get to hit balls with them. And that's a cool little thing that, probably 95% of the kids that do it, they'll do it 2 or 3 times. So that's a good little kind of revenue boost. And then obviously PGA Junior League, that's a huge revenue source for the instructors, the assistants, the club. These are just, it's real simple to present this to your golf committee or whatever, and then Doug will talk more about that. But it's kind of a must do. I got a crazy year at my club, so I talked with Doug, and he's a good resource to figure out different ways and different things you can do during COVID here. So, and then the last thing about the business is, even if you're not teaching full time, I think it's good to to have some type of social media presence. I can't tell you how many people, how many lessons that I get through my Instagram page and my website. My website, I pay a monthly thing, but it's a minimal cost for what I get out of it. So that's kind of the business side. I think it's important to, it's a real simple thing with this elite group. If you guys have like 5 or 10 kids that you teach that seem like they're around the same level, or even if they're not, just reach out to the parents individually and say, hey, look, I'm putting this private group together. It's invite only. I only have 6 spots, and I really thought, little Johnny would be really good at this junior elite group. He's playing in tournaments, and we create a competitive environment. And I think having that alone, it's going to make them feel special and like selected. And also I think within that, just that little, like, if you have like a 50-second minute little speech you can present to someone walking by them at the club, and just if you have a little, we call it like an elevator speech, and you know, have that ready to go, so you can always like kind of present that to someone that might be interested in it. So that's kind of the business side of things. I think it's important to kind of put out a spreadsheet at the beginning of the year, get a schedule together, and see what you could potentially make, and almost like, for me, it's almost like what I want to make. I can create these programs and I know I'm going to have some sort of traction on them. So all right, moving on. Can you go to the next slide, Jeff, please?
Yeah, I got one question, two
Sure.
questions though. What has been your favorite failure in the golf industry?
Ooh.
Your favorite failure?
I think Gavin's going to talk more about this, but I think
Well, he's the one who asked the question too.
oh, Gavin, I think really getting away from, I use clinics and programs as a just a general word. We always kind of use those. So I think getting away, like, when I was first kind of teaching kids these clinics, like getting away from, hey, we're going to hit balls on the range. And I think that's probably the biggest failure, is sitting there and watching kids just like pound balls on the range. It's fun for them for 5 or 10 minutes, and then they're not interested anymore. So I think my biggest failure is not maybe realizing that earlier. As I run through my clinics and stuff, I have them do warm-ups and everything. I'll talk more about that, but probably just I think we need to get away from our traditional, is kind of my biggest failure, is probably not realizing that sooner, and not realizing that these kids really aren't interested after 10 minutes of hitting balls. Like, you need to do something different. So
Okay, and then he also asked, what would you tell your 25-year-old self if you can talk to him right now?
well, I didn't hear the first part.
What would you tell your 25-year-old self if you could talk to him right now? What would you tell little Billy?
I would, I think the biggest thing is don't be afraid to do something different. Don't be afraid to try something new. And sometimes I'm out there doing different drills with kids on the course, and I kind of like, you just kind of get caught up in the moment, and then you realize, like, afterwards, you're like, that was pretty freaking cool. Like, I didn't realize that was how cool that was, and I almost didn't do it because I didn't think it would work, or I didn't think it was a great idea. So I think don't be afraid to try different things, and don't be afraid. I think, all these little educational seminars we do, like, make sure you're participating in these, and even if you can pick up like 1 or 2 things from I think it's a huge, try to learn every day. Gavin preaches it. It's like 1% better every day. So do something to educate yourself in this business. All right, here's this is kind of a little bit of like kind of how I teach. I won't get into like super specifics, but so I have a lot of kids, if we're going to be practicing, especially like my group lessons, like we'll do a little warm up, whether it's running and balancing balls on pool noodles or you know working on our balance or something, just some sort of warm ups, just to get like the body going and everything. I think that's always important for kids, kind of get some of their tension out. I like, I talk with my students, I just talk about body movements, and I try to pair another sport up with golf, and try to make that connection. I think it's great to have, when you have like a kid that's ready to learn and they don't really know anything, they have this they have like a cup of that they need to fill up with information, and there's nothing in there. So with some of these kids, and you'll see some of my videos here of some this one particular girl that I teach. I've been teaching her for like 4 or 5 years, and when she was younger, I would just slowly move her into kind of the positions that I like to see in the golf swing, and look at her swing, like technically she's pretty darn good. So I think that's an important thing to do, because they don't know any better. And so when you just show them where to go with the golf swing, they just naturally do it, because they didn't have anything to go on before. Big thing, like I always preach, kind of having an intent with each golf shot. Part of how I'll use my elite group as an example. It's like we go through different scenarios and different challenges that I have to do, and before they hit the shot, they gotta tell me what they're trying to do. So having intention with each shot is really important, whether it's a swing position or an actual like shot. Just have some sort of intention. One thing I really focus hard on, especially with my elite group, is shots from 20 to 100 yards. If anyone came and watched these 6 kids that I have, I mean, these guys are like deadly from 20 to 100 yards. They're so good, and we practice those a lot. We practice hitting, iron shots, left of the pin, right of the pin. Creating small fairways when they're hitting drivers. A little game I play, this short game, this mini par 3. So I'll have the kids, 20 to 30 yards around the chipping area, and we try to I call it a mini par 3. So the goal is to be under par. Ultimate putting challenge is a fun little thing I have kids do. They mainly for camps, I'll have them like a 40-foot putt. Every kid's got their own colored ball or marking on it, and everyone will hit to the same hole at once. And if you hit it off the green, wait to the next round, and the furthest from the hole. We just keep eliminating people till the end. It's a fun little game we play a lot. And for my more like serious kids, I like to I do a lot of like different testing and stuff. Where I have, when I'm starting out with the beginning of the season, I'll have kids do a TrackMan combine, or different little wedge tests, or putting drills, or putting tests. So I think that's important to have that to show kind of where the kids, how they're progressing. There's a lot of, I'll use this My Game Forge to keep track of my personal stats, but also I have the kids do this, and it's a good little tool to have to kind of see what they're doing. It also like some awesome drills and different comparisons that I can see and do and have the kids do. One big thing, um, if any of you guys know David Ward, he's like a putting guru. Uh, One of his kind of sayings is write this down. So, you know, he comes up with these great sayings and everything, and he'll be like, write this down. So, I have my kids carry with them like a little notebook of write down like their notes or whatever, um, a lesson or a thought that you might have. So I think it's important for them to have that little little book or something that they can always refer to. Another note on that is like, especially if you're teaching, I think kids that are a little more serious about being competitive, I like to make sure that they have basically like I got a file on them, different lessons, how they do in that 50-yard wedge test or whatever. So that so you can track progress. And then, obviously, like I think as teachers and golf pros, we have like almost an obligation to build character in the kids that we teach. I always give my kids choices on what they can do, and they need to realize that there's consequences to those choices, whether they're good or bad. Um, the big thing is the relationship with the student and the parents is, I think it's one, it shows that you um, and a lot of time that's how you get a big commitment. I believe in their kids, and parents and the student believe in me. And um, I think just reaching like over the winter where I don't see a lot of my kids, I just reach out to them. All right, moving on. So um, I think this is important is when you have a kid that just wants to, um, you're trying to get them engaged in it, in the game. You don't necessarily, Devin's really good at this with his students, but I think finding out their goals, whether it's just to keep them engaged or if they want to like play in college. So I think that's important to kind of understand that so you know what you're going to do during your lessons or during the clinic. So know your audience and what their goals and expectations are. Again, I do a lot of like testing with my students, and I look at stats to see kind of how they compare and where they need to improve. Um, there's so much information out there about like how to practice and what to practice, and there's different like structures of like a practice routine. I kind of have a 3 or 4 page list of a practice routine, and if I'm building something for someone, I'll just grab pieces from that and put it together in one thing and send it to them so they know what the parent and the student know what they need to be working on during the practice session. And again, like communicate with your students and parents. It's a lot of times, me and he's like, oh, I got a tournament tomorrow. Well, I'm not going to try to make a swing change with them. So I think it goes both ways too. So just communicate with your students in this off season time. Shoot them an email, see how they're doing. If they're ready to start lessons. All right, next slide, Jeff. Yeah, this is kind of, Jeff, you can hit, both of these are videos. You can hit play whenever on these. The girl on the right is is the student that started with me when she was young, and she's getting really good. This kid on the left is he's class of 2028, I think, and he's like 7th in the country. He's a really good player. But yeah, with these kids, they're pretty serious about playing. So again, I'm using I'm building lessons plans with them and where to focus, and I do different tests with them. And obviously, these are based on their level of commitment and the amount of time they can practice. All right, Jeff, next slide.
Sorry, I just want to see this girl swing again because it's so awesome.
She's like 9 or 10 here. This was 2 years ago. She's a skinny little girl, but we in this off season, a big little thing I do with you guys use TrackMan or anything, they have like a long drive contest. So a big thing I'm doing with my students this year is we get on that long drive contest and I just have them bomb it. And she's hitting about like 175 and she's like, 60 pounds. So she's pretty good.
Wow,
Um,
it's unbelievable.
so here's this is one of my good juniors too. He's got like an incredible short game. So this is just an on course lesson. And, I'll throw, he knocked it on the green and I picked up his ball and threw it on the other side of the path. And, I said, you're going to hit this shot till you get it up and down. And we walked through, where he wants to land it, how much break there is, so we evaluate the shot on these like on course things. And, he knocks it to a foot from a pretty tough position. But I think that's a big thing when you take kids on the course is like, put them in a tough situation. Like, again, like building character, it's gonna, you're gonna be in some tough situations in life. And, this shot on the golf course where you got to go, over a bunker, over water or whatever, like it's a tough situation. So, I like to walk through that process of evaluating the shot. I create games on the course where I'll give them 3 shots and say, hey, you got 3 balls and you got 7 shots to get this, to get all 3 balls in the hole. I always, I challenge my students to competitions, and whether it's getting up and down or, missing the fairway on purpose. But I think a big thing to build, so yeah, I like to talk about other things on the golf course. And I think that's important to kind of get them away from, if they're having problems at home or how's school going. I think that's important to kind of build that relationship, but also let the kids know that they have someone to talk to about something. You might be the only one that they talk to you about certain things. So, and I think, and then building, if this is something that we want to do, build that competitive performance, and I think all these little games and stuff I play with them kind of helps it with that. Next slide. Jeff, you got the next slide? Yeah, these are just, use teaching aids. I think pretty simple. I always say with a lot of things, put stuff in people's way, and if they hit it, we kind of know that they didn't do it right. I like to use just a bunch of different things to help out with my teaching. So I'm kind of I got like a stockpile of teaching aids. I'm like to use all those. So just a simple little thing, but go ahead to the next slide. I was fortunate enough to take a kid to the to Augusta for the drive, chip, and putt national finals, and basically we kind of like created our own little competition, our own little drive, chip, and putt, and we did it a lot. And it's I think that was such a fun thing to do, preparing for it and also kind of recreating the competition. One thing I would do with this kid is, we would take him on the course, and he'd have to run, 400 yards, and then he'd have to hit a tee shot in the fairway. So it gets his heart rate up and gets him kind of distracted, and so that was a fun little thing to do with the student here. He ended up finishing third that year, so it's pretty cool experience. Go ahead to the next slide. And these are just a quick review, just the keys to success. Establishing the goals with the students and parents. I think communication obviously is huge. I do a lot of my like baseline testing so I can see where they're going. Build a lesson schedule or a for clinics or something you're going to do for each clinic. So you know how to prepare. Always focus on the weaknesses, but don't ignore the strengths. If a kid's really good at something, you should continue to do that and try to push their best score on a 50-yard wedge test. Again, just continue to test. I like to give homework to my students and make sure they kind of send me, or they let me know that they completed a task. Building the relationships, build the character of the person. Obviously invest in yourself and with education and certification, and kind of make golf fun again. I think we have a good opportunity right now with it's one of the only, not the only, but the sport that's really had a big boom. And I think right now we have such an opportunity to get people involved in the game. So that's all I got, guys. Thank you. Any questions?
Sorry. Yeah, no other questions. Thank you very much, Bill. We all love the information and love the videos as well. We move on to Gavin Parker, also known as the CEO of Junior Golf. Gavin, whenever you're ready.
Perfect. Hey, first thing I want to say is thank you guys so much for having me on today's show. Obviously, I know there's a lot of opportunity costs for those of you who are watching. I know it's Monday. A lot of clubs are closed. You could be doing something way better than listening to a PowerPoint or a Zoom call. So I'm going to make it very a little different for you, hopefully interesting. First thing I want to say is I'm so humbled to be here. Billy, well done, man. You killed it per usual. So, ladies and gentlemen, first thing I want to do, if you are watching right now, if you're on Instagram or anything, I would love if you could tag me on Instagram. I'm at Gavin Flo. I'm about to lay down some share some insights with you guys. So essentially, I'm a golf instructor. I'm a teacher. I would say when it comes to junior golf, I do it a little differently than anyone else. I think when I say I'm the CEO of junior golf, a lot of people think, oh my goodness, what are you, the chief operating officer of junior golf? No, that's not what I am. I'm the chief energy officer. I'm the type of guy that makes coffee nervous. You know, I'm a stick and ball savant. And today I think a lot of you who are listening to this call are assistant professionals. And for some reason in our industry, junior golf is looked at it as a chore. Like, oh, give the assistant the junior golf camp. Oh, give the new guy or the new girl the juniors. I look at juniors as a choice. It's the most important job there is. I look at it as not just being some golf coach or being some guy that teaches golf. I look at it as I am building a community. So essentially, ladies and gentlemen, junior golf's at a crossroads. Yeah, you heard it. You heard it here first. Junior golf's at a crossroads because we are at war for capturing kids' attention. It is February 15th, 2021. Right now, 11-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, any kid has grew up in the digital world. Everything they happen is instantaneous. They don't know anything about delayed gratification. You know, they have Oculus, which is like this virtual reality helmet, which I don't know if you guys have ever seen. It's kind of lit. They have video games. They have YouTube. They have iPads. They have TikTok. And we have to pull them off those things to come play golf. Are you kidding me? Like, we don't have a shot. We don't have a shot if we keep doing junior golf the way it has been done. For some reason, if you go to any driving range, any golf course, any golf camp, any golf clinic in the United States, they use these three words. Oh, we play games, we have fun, and we play. So they say play, games, and fun. Yeah, right. Those are like three disingenuous statements to kind of get kids in the door. But for some reason, all the games for junior golf are usually solely predicated on the kids who have the most physical dexterity, meaning who can hit the ball the farthest, who can hit the ball the closest, who can make the most putts. If you have never played golf a day in your life, how you gonna win those games? No wonder kids don't like golf. And then when you say play, the last time I checked the definition of play, there should be no coercion. You shouldn't force kids to play. Johnny, keep your head down. Johnny, keep your eyes on your ball. The kids have no choice. That doesn't sound fun. Yeah. And for some reason, I think a lot of people that teach junior golf have no idea how to actually create fun. They just think, oh, I got these colored balls. I got Golfzilla. I got this tic-tac-toe grid. And I got this yarn. And I put a circle around a putting green. Check it out. It's a game. Nah. Games are a series of meaningful choices to a quantifiable outcome. But good games have those outcomes that include randomness, uncertainty, different player interactions, resource management. All games can't be, oh, I'm the best, I win. Yeah, no wonder kids don't like golf. Excuse me, I misspoke. No wonder 99% of kids don't like golf. You know, everyone know that one country club kid. You know I'm talking about, the sweater vest kid. Yeah, yeah. Y'all know him. Yeah, he loved golf, but none of his friends do. And why is that? And I think the reason why that is because golf coaches aren't looking at the big picture. They're only teaching golf. You hear what I just said? Billy said it 9 times in a row. He kept on saying, build character, create relationships. Build character, create relationships. If you only have a junior golf program that's solely predicated on getting kids better at golf, that is the woat. You're going to have 30 kids in your program because most kids don't like golf. So what I value when it comes to junior golf is I look at the culture at large. It's the 21st century. I try to be authentic. I try to be genuine. I try to be cool. Actually, I don't try. I know I am. So in order to do that, you have to look over and you got to study the trends. Kids live in a digital world. You look at esports right now. Yeah, that's right. Esports. In 2019, Ninja, this dude who literally get paid to play video games, is sick. This dude literally, I'm gonna say this again. This dude named Ninja literally gets paid to play video games, and he made more money than Giannis Antetokounmpo and Steph Curry combined. Yeah. So right now you have a fact right now that the number one sport in our country right now is NFL, duh. But number two is esports. Within the next 3 years, I think the NFL is gonna have a problem unless they make an adjustment. Oh, you also look at TikTok. On February 9th, 2020, TikTok became the fastest social media site to reach 1 billion users. There's a reason kids are on TikTok. It's all about self-expression. It's all about your own choice. It's all about cultural relevancy and doing what everyone else is doing. The last time I checked, it sounds like play to me. Go ahead and hit the next slide for me. And don't forget, guys, tag this, please. Gavin Flow on Instagram. And if you follow me, I'll follow you.
There we go.
All right. I can't see it on my screen now. Oh, my video didn't come up. Excuse me, Jeff.
Hang on a sec. This is the video I wasn't able to link up. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
Yes, we can still see your screen.
Yeah, before this
All
slide,
right, perfect.
I had a sick video for y'all.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, this is a perfect segue. Sorry, I like a little culture delays. Perfect. Thank you, Jeff.
Hey, Buck, you ready? It's scary.
Can you hear it?
So I'm getting nervous.
Oh, they can't see it?
I'm piecing it. Did you hear what I said? I'm piecing it. There's only 5 putts left, Jackson. But the board's filling up, ladies and gentlemen. Jackson's starting to get a little jiggy. Look how focused he. Oh, look how quiet he is. Look at them thumbs. Oh boy, no way. No way. Oh! What's your choice, sir? Jackson with the first Meggy structure, baby. Get your ball, bro. Oh boy. So there's 4 putts left. Jackson's right now in the lead. I'm getting nervous. Bro. That was psycho, dude. That was the whole plan, huh? Oh.
So if you, hopefully you could watch the video. If you couldn't see the video, it's on my Instagram. It's also on my TikTok. And my TikTok is CEO of Junior Golf. But if you watch the video, Jackson says something I absolutely loved. Oh, before I say anything, Jackson is 11 years old. He is on the spectrum. He has the IQ of 141. So he's almost a genius. But he has the social skills of a 19-year-old, but he has the physical dexterity or the physical capacity of a 5-year-old. Jackson can cognitively understand what it is to win a game, but what the games he was playing at his junior programs, they were doing things like who can put it the closest to the yarn or the line, or who can hit it the farthest. Because remember, he's 11, so he's in that age group with 11 and 12-year-olds. And he hated it. He's getting ready to walk out. Never played golf a day in his life because it's too hard, because the people there coaching him didn't take the time to create something for all kids, not just golf kids. And you were seeing that video. I had like those pyramids in the mega structure. You'll see more. Those are games created by a gentleman by the name of Richard Franklin. He's one of my best friends. He created a really cool junior golf program company called Discover Golf. We'll talk more about it later. But if you want to tag Discover Golf as well, that'd be pretty cool. But we're going to start with this, guys. I think this is super important and misunderstood in our industry is what is play for? I really feel like people just look at play as like this thing that's soft. This thing that, oh, teddy bears, make pretend, believe play is not good. That's so false. Play is the foundation of learning. You play so you can learn to create. It's about self-expression. That's all TikTok is. They're playing self-expression. No wonder kids really like it. You play to learn problem-solving abilities. You know, how we play helps kids learn about themselves. It teaches emotional resilience, emotional intelligence, vulnerability. It promotes so much. But for some reason in the junior golf space, we only look at play through the lens of progress. Meaning you only play to get better and to improve, to do it for a long time, which is interesting because there's 7 rhetorics of play. Playing through the lens of progress is just one component of it, which most kids don't really get down with unless they're really into being good at golf. So you guys will see, I kind of cited this book here, The Ambiguity of Play. I definitely would recommend it. There are 7 rhetorics. 3 of them are kind of like ancient. So they're not really as important as it is in today's society, because you look at like basically you could argue that how we kind of created religion was through play. Back in the caveman times, they took bones and cups and, you know, to try to make meaning of what was going on in the world. They would like throw it on the wall, you know, like that's, you can make an argument. Or, you know, you look at babies, any animals in the wild, they play fight. Yeah, it teaches them about themselves. But now we're kind of shaping the industry with it, but like, obviously play through the lens of progress is okay if you're solely using play to improve players, like Billy does. He uses play through progress to create elite kids and kids who want to play golf for the rest of their life. But once again, I remember this calls to assistant professionals. Billy is the director of instruction of the facility he's at. Once again, most assistant professionals are not the director of instruction or not the top dog. So do you really want to be doing 8-hour lessons or 8 one-hour private lessons charging, shoot, let's say if you're really good, charge $200 an hour, and then you're going to do that all day? If you really start to understand play, if you're an assistant professional, you can have 8 kids an hour paying $150 an hour for 8 hours. That sounds a little different. For some reason in our golf industry, you know, if you truly want to, you know, make a living coaching junior golf, Billy already told you the secrets in programming and group coaching. That's brilliant. But can you make something that's compelling and interesting enough that kids want to come doing it? So you're going to need to learn how to map more meaning than to just solely being there to get better at golf. Yeah. You need to look at the kids and who they are right now culturally from a humanity perspective. You need to look at where they are as culturally relevant, like what are they into? And then also I would take some time to understand what play games are really for. You then look at the next rhetoric is play through imagination. I take a stick and a ball and I'm a savant. I don't call it a golf club, baby. I call it a cinnamon stick. I take cinnamon sticks and I repurpose the field goals of what traditional junior golf models look like, where most parents are like, hey, Gavin, what did my kid work on today? Yeah, I can sit here and tell them, oh, your kid learned grip and ball position and alignment. But the last time I checked, learning is abstract. Whoa, I'm going to say that again. Learning is abstract. Just because I showed Johnny or Billy or Keontae or Hannah ball position doesn't mean they learned it. They're not computers, bro. You know, like, oh, look. I taught you ball position. I taught you grip. I taught you how to hit it low. Oh, yeah. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? No, you can't force fun. Everyone in the junior golf industry is, they are focused on the traits, not the states. Fun is just the anticipation of a reward. And fun's different for every single person. So that's why I really think we need to start diving into the play rhetorics, like actual play theorists. And that's what game design industry or the video game industry is doing. Toy industry, video, board games. There's a reason kids can't put down Fortnite. There's a reason kids can't put down TikTok, because it's a science. And last time I checked, that's a multi-billion-dollar industry. They talk about the play rhetorics. One of the most important things I think is not really talked about enough in junior golf is how to create a play through community identity. We do this thing together. I can't tell you how many times you come to kids are going to go to a camp or a clinic and they're going to be like, looking around, checking to see if anyone else is doing this. Oh, is it cool? Is it cool? Okay, everyone else is doing it. All right, cool. I'm in. I'm bought in. You can't do that unless you take the time to learn how you can create a community. Every time my kids come and see me, I don't say we play golf because golf is boring. Golf was created in the 1700s. You know what I'm saying? Golf is, boring. You hit a ball, you then got to go walk and find it. You then hit it again. You got to walk and find it. You then hit it again. Yeah, you see where I'm going with this. Yeah. That sounds boring. So I tell my kids, we play G. G a little different. Obviously, to mom and dad and to adults, is definitely golf. But if you're 11 years old, you can care less about grinding. Another thing we're learning about junior golf industry, which isn't, I'll get to the next piece, but is you play to learn about yourself. That's not talked about enough with play. Everyone looks at play as, oh, it's soft. They just want to do it for fun. Everyone wants to do everything for fun. I don't know anybody who wouldn't want to do something if it wasn't fun. And the last time I checked, you know what is fun? Learning. Yeah, learning's fun. And that goes back to learning is abstract. How do you know if someone's learning? It's not like quantify. It's not tangible. Yet games are structured. Games do have rules. So I'd be willing to argue if you had a junior golf program that was saturated in a game and a gameful play-based community, that's the most structured framework for junior golf. Just because you have this roadmap of, I'm going to take your kid from age 3 to age 17, and I'm going to have them become a scratch golfer. Oh, this is how we're going to do it, though. We're going to, work on the grip first, and then they're going to hit X amount of block practice. And nah, that's not how it works. It's disingenuous to tell a parent or a kid that, hey, I know what I'm going to tell you for the next 10 years. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes. I truly coach minute by minute with my kids. Y'all saw it with Jackson. I didn't know what was going on. So play allows you to learn things about yourselves through the 4 rhetorics of not just the lens of progress, which isn't a bad thing if you really want to be the person who just gets kids better at golf. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that market, that industry, that environment is so saturated. It's so saturated. If you're an assistant professional, 21, 22, 23, 20, any age, you're going to only try to cater to the 1% of kids that want to play golf instead of the 99% of kids out there that just want to be a part of something. Go into the next slide, please, Jeff. Man, I'm loving this too. This is fun. Because I'm learning. Wow, this is it. I have one of my biggest mentors.
Who's that kid with the duck on his head?
Excuse me?
Who's that kid with the, or can you see the slide that I just put up? The next one?
So if you go on TikTok right now, that's a young man. If you go on TikTok right now, that young man, his name's Blake. He has an account on TikTok that has 2.7 million followers. Blake has so many followers on TikTok. He just bought his parents a new house and they pay for the mortgage off of TikTok. Yeah. And everyone else is trying to get kids really good at golf. Yeah, that'll come too. So that's Blake.
What's his name again?
The TikTok handle?
Handle on Instagram.
4 kids
the
call me
TikTok
dad.
handle, yeah.
It's his dad's handle, but it's 4 kids call me dad. And his dad's a member at the course that I work at. So
That's too awesome.
yeah, it's pretty neat. And then, but what's really important, that bird on his head isn't just any bird on someone's head. That's Mama Birdie. That's Birdie Basics. She was the first person, her name's Kate Tepester, created Birdie Basics. And she was the first person to show me play and the power of play. And that play is something serious. And through play, the outcome's usually learning. And if they're learning, it's definitely fun. So I would not only check out Blake, but also check out Birdie Basics. Kate Tempesta, for anyone that needs to coach 3 to 6-year-olds. She's the best in that realm. I love her to death. So I would say when it comes to life, you have a passion and you have purpose. Passion is what you get paid for. My passion is to teach people, not golf. And I get paid for it quite handsomely. But my purpose is to instill enthusiasm, to instill joy, to instill energy, to smile. That's my purpose. That's what I do. I'm not a golf coach. I'm not a golf instructor. That's what I get paid to do. But even more than that, we have an opportunity through taking a stick and a ball to map meaning onto what life should be about. And life should be fulfilling. You should be enjoyable. You should want to be inspired. That's what I love to do with sticks and balls. So before we get any further, I think those individuals watching or listening to me here, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what are your goals? What are the goals of your junior golf program? What are the values that you want your junior golf program to be known for? The values that my junior golf program is known for is efficiency, commitment, and passion. Every single time I host a junior class, a junior clinic, a camp, a lesson, my students aren't here to get better at just golf. That's what separates me. They know that they're going to have someone that is truly here to inspire them. That's what I would want. So after you ask yourself, what are your goals? And let's be kids. And I just want to put it out there. I'm not talking bad about anything. If your goals are to create the best golfer ever and the best junior and to create tour players, I love that for you. Or is your goal to truly empower kids? And if that's your goal, at your heart, to truly empower kids, I'm just saying, if you're going to do lessons and then quickly tell mom and dad what you did in that lesson, you're not kids first. My kids know, my families know that when they're with me, it's a magic circle. We came here, we can trust each other. What we talk about in our space is ours. They know I'm not going to go report to mom and dad, say, oh, the kid lost 9 strokes off their last score and they got to really work on their grip bit. Like, the kid don't want to be told on it. That's not why they come see me. You know? So take a minute and evaluate what play means for you. Are you truly only playing to develop? Play should be enjoyable. Play should help you learn about yourself. Play should have some type of imagination, some type of theater, some type of performance. And the most important part, play should help you identify who you are. I'm a golfer. I play. I'm a stick and ball savant. I use play to create emotional intelligence, which is definitely undervalued, especially coming off of COVID, and kids are not connected. They're overstimulated being on screens. I use play to build a community of resilience where we have moments, because we usually play games, that there is going to be a winner, there is going to be a loser, but that doesn't matter. It's all about the means of how we got to this moment. You've played hard so far. That's what I use play for, instead of this, oh, we're just doing it for fun. Heck no. When I play games, somebody gonna win and somebody gonna lose. And Johnny's 7 years old, about to lose. But Johnny's not losing because he's not good at golf. Johnny lost because he had a terrible strategy. He didn't use the resources right. His partner, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's random. Those are good games. Those are compelling. So now Johnny doesn't feel like he got cheated Oh, and the kid who is really good at golf, who wants to be here to get better, they don't feel like I made the game too easy to make it. It's still hard. That's what I mean about creating a truly student first, kid centric approach. And this allows me to see triumph and wonderment and fiero on a daily basis. Jeff, you got to hit the next video, baby. It's perfect segue to my final slide.
Thing about that video, I got denied access.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I need permission from Gavin Flo to play that video.
How would I do that? Is it like Gmail, you think?
Yeah, something with Gmail. I requested access yesterday and then didn't get it. I mean,
well, guys,
again.
So what we're gonna have to do, I'm gonna need everyone on this call. You want to, it's okay. It would blow the moment.
Is it on YouTube? Is it on YouTube?
I don't think it's on YouTube.
Okay.
It's okay. Well, it was just a neat video to really just show joy and triumph. But this leads to our final slide. This slide was basically given to me by a dear friend of mine. So I'm gonna cite my source. Discover golfer Richard Franklin kind of provided me with this framework. But I have a question for everyone here. Would you rather create something better or create something new?
Something new.
I say for me, I'd rather create something new because it's something different about that first experience. I would love to be able to remember what it felt like the first time I watched Forrest Gump. You know what I'm saying? So what we have here is basically a metric. It's a scale on the left. You will see that if you really want to have a prevalent or a legendary or a really good junior golf program, or if you want to actually make some money in the golf industry, you probably want to open up a framework that's accessible, that's diverse, and that includes all kids. I get it. Some kids want to shoot pars. Some kids want to have birdies. Some kids like drills. Some kids like scores. But if your junior golf program is solely only to improve kids' scores, you're doing those kids, well, not doing it. You were limiting yourself to how valuable you can be in your community, how valuable you can be to your club, how valuable you can be to your facility. What I want to make sure changes, and this is what I need everyone on this call to help me do, because I'm going to do it. I just need your help, is I'm here. We are here. All of us are here to make play the new elite. Instead of you have to be elite in order to play. I cannot tell you how many times I get messages from families. Hey, Gavin, can you do a fun/group lesson for my kids? The fact that the mom had to include fun in her message for a junior golf lesson lets you know that we've missed the boat. My goal is in the next 2 years, when it comes to junior golf, is already deemed fun. You don't even have to put that word in there. You don't even have to prove it, because we're going to design environments that are for all kids. I think junior golf has an opportunity right now to, one, coming of COVID, kids can't do their normal programs. They still can't do so. It's going to be weird. So we're going to start simming at the golf course more and more because it's outside. This is your opportunity, everyone listening who's an assistant coach. And please, if you like the message that I'm doing, I'm going to host. And if you can add me on Instagram, send me a DM that you're on this call. I'm opening up a free webinar just for anyone on this call to show you, to give you the tools in the arsenal to be ready to truly give a great service to your kids, because I'm here to help you. We're here to actually create something that's culturally relevant. This junior golf program that I'm about to embark on with the help of my buddy from Richard Franklin is behavioral psychology. It's actually cool. And it's different. It's going to help the kids that want to be better at golf get better at golf, because they're learning to map more meaning onto their play instead of just using the progress rhetoric. You can have kids, if they really want to be really good, like the kids in Billy's program, they can play games where it's one of your super elite kids versus 4 other kids, but they're playing a real game. So now you can even help the kid that wants to be good. Oh, and the last time I checked, before anyone's like, whoa, Gavin, are they not getting better, improving in golf? I want to remind you guys that nonlinear pedagogy, basically constraint-based coaching, is the best way to acquire any skill. Billy said it. Put them on a drill to get in their way. That's basically constraint. That's how you improve any skill for a child. And I think truly too, golf is meant to be disrupted. Blockbuster was charging too many late fees. That's why Netflix came in and disrupted the video industry. You know, taxi cabs were cool, but they were kind of shoddy, not clean. Uber came out and figured out a better solution. Hotels are straight until they started going up all these different prices. They weren't really accessible. Then Airbnb came in. All I'm saying is golf has been done the same way since the 1700s. In the 1700s, people that looked like me weren't even considered human beings. This country supposedly, or is supposed to be founded on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is my inalienable right to pursue not only my happiness, but everyone else's. It is our right as Americans to actually learn to become better, to create something where every American can feel happiness and joy and triumph with a stick and a ball. That's our advantage because it is golf, so we can charge 5 times the price of any junior golf program. But it must be elegant. You must be a student. It should take a little bit of crafting because yes, I'm saying play. Yes, I'm saying fun. And yes, I'm saying games. But when I say games, I'm not talking about having kids make their own game, make their own putting course. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying have your kids come play with us, the stick and ball savants. Everyone else in junior golf is teaching, Tresor and Force and P2, P3. This is get really good. I'm not saying anything against that. I'm just saying it's hard to make good money doing that and have a living. So you're going to tell me you're going to coach 8 one-hour lessons for the rest of your life? No way. That sounds crazy. If we keep going that way, how's golf going to grow? Yeah, this is how we can do it. We're going to have to go so outside the box and disrupt the status quo in order to truly have kids play this game for the rest of your life. Because don't get me wrong, I love golf. I love golf so much. If it wasn't for golf, it wouldn't have got me to where I am. But what I like about golf is that you take a stick and you take a ball and you map your own meaning to what it is. Not somebody else's meaning, not somebody else's metric of, oh, you got to be elite in performance and scorecards. It's crazy. I think everyone in the junior golf industry is so fixated on the traits, and not enough on the states. What are the conditions? We're too busy reverse engineering what the expert golfer does instead of reverse engineering what play means, what fun means, and what games are. What are they used for? Because when I say games, I'm not talking about tic-tac-toe. When I say games, I'm not talking about, I took the kid on the putting green, and if they got an up and down is 1 point. If they got an up and down +2 is 2 points. That's not games. Those are tasks. Those are drills. Games are a series of meaningful choices. That's a game, a good one. Play should be voluntary. You shouldn't coerce someone into wanting to play, because if you are, it's not play. And if you notice that your kids are bored, that's because no learning's happening. And if there's no learning happening, it's not fun. Fun is the anticipation of a reward. Fun is playing a game and hitting it and getting, oh, that's a near miss. That's a near miss. That's a near miss. That's a, got it. That anticipation is fun. Games are meant to be difficult. They're meant to be complex because they are a game. I need everyone's help right now to help me with the messaging, because so long in our golf industry, we just thought it was cool to have some colored balls, a dude in a snag suit, a Golfzilla, and some hats. And we're like, yo, this is fun. Because the people who are making those decisions are adults. They're adult-centric. Kids do not care about having a growth mindset. They will at some point. I think we need to rethink what the space is for at a golf course, because Billy said it over and over. It's about building character, right? So we need to talk about the things that need to be validated in junior golf. Just because one kid thinks his junior golf program's there for a place, or a golf course is there for a place to have them get better at golf, it's also validated or has some values or is important for one kid who wants to come to golf instead of soccer, or one kid is interested because she's curious, or one kid just wants to try something new. All those statements are just as valid as the kid who wants to be here to get better at golf. We need to change that. So one of my favorite things when it comes to junior golf is your junior golf program a sandbox or a railroad? Not saying there's anything bad about a railroad. Let's just call it what it is. If it's truly a railroad program, please, for the sake of us stick and ball savants, stop saying your program's fun. Stop saying you play games. Because it's making our jobs even harder. It's disingenuous. If you truly say play, fun, and games, learn what those words mean. Take the time to do the homework. Because I'm telling you, if you truly want to create an accessible program, you can make, if you're a junior golf coach, $250,000. Because you can actually have a program where kids want to do it. Not just the 10 kids in your area or your facility that like golf, for the other 99% of kids out there. And when I say sandbox, I'm not just saying I'm having kids playing in the sand and they're doing their own thing. That's just the other side of the spectrum. To really create an awesome, revolutionary, truly unique junior golf program, you probably want to have a little bit of both. Because let's say it, it is pretty cool to have a kid that you've been coaching since he or she was 4 or 5, and they make their high school golf team. Or if they do play college golf, you know, that is a really, really rewarding feeling. However, for as many stories as it is that one kid like that, you could have had 200 other kids who just want to have a good time right now. All kids have 2 basic desires. They want to seek pleasure and avoid pain. All kids. Some kids like to have pars, drill, be really good, but all kids want to seek pleasure and avoid pain. So this leaves us with one of my favorite questions of the day. Would you rather create something better or create something new? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Gavin. That was awesome. I feel like I was at a motivational speaker, or just talking with a motivational speaker. That was incredible. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Jeff.
Doug, if you're ready to kind of discuss PGA Junior League, I think it's kind of an exciting time because player registration is now open. Clubs have been sending out their information about Junior League, so I'm very excited to see how it turns out in the next couple of weeks. but communicate with us more and discuss what you'd like to get out.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Jeff. Kind of hard to follow that with Gavin there, but really exciting just to hear some of the things he had to share as well as Billy. So I want to thank Billy and Gavin for sharing all of their information as well as their passion for what they're doing. I think that's great. If, everybody can hop on that passion that we've seen. Yes, we can make a lot of changes and make a huge difference in the game for everybody. So that's one of the first things I want to share is my title is Regional League Manager. I work in the Coaching and Player Development Department at the PGA of America. And I just want to share that, PGA Junior League is one of the flagship programs that we offer to help you create more value, but there's more that I can do to help any of you when it comes to creating that value for yourself at your facility, creating more fun, as Gavin and Billy have talked about. And so I'm here to help with that, as well as Claire, your player development coordinator for the Middle Atlantic section. We work together to help you do that. And so, the first step of that is spending time with you to understand your needs and your facility more. And many of you, I understand your needs right now are to create more revenue for yourself, create more value for yourself, to help you grow in the industry and to help you with your career advancement. With things that I can share with you, and a lot of the things that Gavin and Billy have shared, those things will lead to facility rounds and revenue. And those types of things can help you, once again, create more value for yourself, help you with that career advancement and such. And so, overall, we want to work with all of you and be here as a consultant, as a guide for you to help increase participation in golf, as well as help those that are playing the game improve their performance overall, and basically have fun. I like to look at myself as director of fun, and I think all of you should as well, to be directors of fun at your facility, so that we continue the participation in the game, and take this momentum that we've had from 2020 into 21 and keep that momentum going. So just want to let you know that I'm here to help with everything, and definitely want to be part of that in your facilities when you need help with that. You can go on to the next one. Thanks, Jeff. So, so how do we do that? How do we, get to the point where we are making things more fun at our facilities? And so, we see a 5-step process in the Coaching and Player Development Department when it comes to creating more value, more excitement at your facilities. The first step in that is working hard to inspire people to, number one, get into the game, but also inspire them to have fun with the game. That's what I love about what Gavin continued to share. I don't know how many times he said the word fun, but that you should take that to heart. What he's sharing about that, about making things fun, not only for your kids, but for all of your players at your facility. So we need to first inspire them, one, to enjoy the game, come to the game and have fun in it. And then once we've inspired them and gotten them there, we've got to make sure that once they're there at our facilities, we've got to engage them. We've got to find ways to get them more engaged at the facility. And so, all the programs that are in place and available to you, it's best by figuring out what's going to fit well at your facility to help with that engagement. And then during that engagement, we hope we see a conversion to the game, conversion of more dedication to the game, conversion of having more fun with the game. And then that leads to retaining those golfers at our facilities. At times, when clubs were looking for more membership, we're looking to grow their membership, looking to get more involvement from their memberships at their facilities. this is one of the things that was important. And that was becoming, getting to the point to where we could retain those players and members at our facility, even at a public golf course. How are we going to convert them to be more involved at our public golf courses and participate in more things that we do? And that's by us making things fun for them, talking about things, taking the things that Billy's talked about, Gavin's talked about, and using programs available to you to help retain those golfers. And then what happens with retention is that then those players become advocates for you as an instructor, you as a coach, you as a director of fun. They become advocates for you, and that helps you grow not only your business, your income, your value to your employers, but also they become advocates for your facility, which also helps you as well when it comes to working with those that you work for. So, take a look at these 5 steps. How are we going to inspire them? How are we going to engage them? And then convert them to where they're playing more. So we want to convert a beginner to an occasional golfer. How are we going to do that with the programs we have available to us? And I think a lot of that comes from having fun. That, they have a great time with what they're doing. And we need to look at all populations, as Gavin was talking about. How are we going to do that? And so, there's programs that we have in place to help you with that. Go ahead, Bill. Jeff, I'm sorry. So, first thing is you look at everything on this page. The first thing I want to say is I don't want you to look at them as programs. I want you to look at them as tools to help you, tools to help increase engagement at your facility, tools to help you build value for your employers, tools to help you create more income for yourself, that additional income that you're always looking for. So you want to look at these tools to help you with that. Of course, our flagship program, the one that's been the most successful for us, has definitely been PGA Junior League, not only across the country, but also in the section. And so, we look at the section and the value that PGA Junior League has brought to facilities and to instructors. Going back to 2019, before the pandemic hit, registration revenue alone in the Middle Atlantic section was over $560,000 amongst all the captains that we had participate, the facilities that we had participating in the program. And then we estimate incremental revenue to those who were captains and coaches and those that were involved, as well as incremental revenues for the facilities, was over $3 million. So it's just our flagship program, our way to get people into the game. Over 81% of the kids that participate in PGA Junior League are beginner or intermediate golfers. So it's definitely a player development program that provides a lot of fun for the kids, a lot of fun for the parents, gets the parents involved and having a great time. PGA Junior League, last year, we do a survey every year and produce a net promoter score, which a net promoter score can be anywhere from a positive 100% to a negative 100%. And a net promoter is someone who is out there telling other people about the program. And so our net promoter score nationwide for PGA Junior League last year was 91%. That meant 91% of those participating in PGA Junior League are out there telling other people about it. And that will help you grow everything that you're trying to do as a professional and personally to help create more value and income for yourself. Within the section, it was 86% in the Middle Atlantic section last year. So very exciting to see that net promoter score for us in that. And so along with that, there's other tools that you can take a look at. Take a look at your facility, what fits. Talk to myself and Claire and figure out what fits. Let us work with you on that. And so, from PGA Junior League, this year we're going nationwide with PGA Family Cup, a way to get families more involved at your facilities. How are we going to get them off the cart path watching during PGA Junior League and on the course playing? And PGA Family Cup is definitely one way to do that. If you haven't taken the time to do so yet, take a look at pga.coach. It's free to you. MSRs are provided when you complete it. And PGA.coach works with the American Development Model that was created to look at how kids develop. And so, as Gavin was talking about the kids having fun at different ages, this is one way for you to figure out, okay, how can the kids have fun while learning, while having a good time, and then help them develop at the same time. And then we also have Retail Tribe to help you with promotion. Next Gen Golf is a program that's in place for college age players. Puts club golf programs in place at universities so that they can continue to play. And then we have doubles golf. So there's an amazing programs in place to help with succession of players so that we continue to create generations of golfers going forward. And so the PGA Junior League is a huge revenue generator for you, huge value generator for you. We even have created a value tracking tool that you can complete after your season and take that information to your employer and say, look, this is the value that PGA Junior League and all my other programs have created for the facility. As we start talking about how you create more value and how you look for more income for yourself. So, as I get to end of time here with you, I go back to one thing that Billy said that I really, really liked is that, when Gavin asked him, what would you tell your younger self? And that's, don't be afraid to try something new. I definitely think that's something that all of us need to be doing, is not being afraid to try something new, whether it's any of these programs or other things that have been mentioned to you today, other tools out there available to you to help you build value for yourself, create more income for yourself, and then build value of yourself with your facility. And so those are, one of the things that I come off. I just felt that, that was really good. And I go back to my experience at my facility here in Alabama, where I was director of golf before taking this position. Very much a traditional area, small town in Alabama, where traditions are huge and change is very, very hard. And so, I tried the opportunity of trying something new and did PGA Junior League at my facility. First year, only 7 players. But by the third year, we had it in place. We had over 30 players. We had other instruction programs in place for the kids, put other things in place for them to have fun, used a lot of the tools available that Gavin's talking about to make things fun for our kids there, and created a new community at the facility by trying something new. And I just encourage you to do that. Be innovative. Want to recommend a book for you, and it's by Simon Sinek, called The Infinite Game. It's looking at things in an infinite way versus a finite way. So if you want to look at a way, and it's an easy read, a very enjoyable read, and Simon talks a lot about infinite thinking versus finite thinking, and helping you think in an infinite way going forward in an innovative way. I'm going to have Claire real quick share another tool for you that we've created for you in the Middle Atlantic section. And this is our offerings document. This has a list of everything available to you to take a look at, to putting in place with your instruction programs for your facility, ways to create more fun at your facility. You can review all of this and then figure out what's the best fit for my facility. What's going to be the best fit there for them. The other thing I want to share, and I'm going to, if I can share this real quick in the chat, I want to share a link that you can copy and paste to click and find a time to spend time with me if you'd like to. If you'd like to spend more time with me, talking about your facility, talking about yourself. You have Greg Stenzel in the section to help you consult with your employment and your future in that. I'm here to help consult when it comes to player development and building more value for yourself. You are the experts. You know your facilities best. I would just like to hear more about what you're doing in your facility, and figure out if there's a way that I can help you more and help you grow and create more value. I like the fact that Gavin said 99% of the kids, they want to have fun. They want to have a good time. I totally agree. That's something I always made sure that happened in my programs when I worked at facilities in the past, is it had to be fun for the kids, not just, okay, grip, stance, posture, let's hit the ball. Okay, what are we going to put in to make things more fun for kids and for their parents? And you have all these tools that are available to you to help you with all of that. So, lastly, I just want to say thanks for the time today. Really appreciate being invited, Jeff. Thank you. Please feel free to reach out to Claire or myself if you'd like more help with anything when it comes to growing the game. We are here to help you. That's our role. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to help you figure out what's best for you personally, what's best for your facility, how you're going to create value, how you can create more income for yourself, and how you can have fun doing it. And so my last thing is just always remember, be a director of fun. Have a great year, and thank you so much for the time today. Appreciate all of you and what you do.
Doug, thank you very much. I just want to thank you again, Billy, and Doug, thank you for hopping on and sharing us your expertise and what you wanted to express to everybody today. We greatly appreciate it. Let me just double check to see if there are any additional questions. Looks like Doug's the link out, and same with Claire, and that's the player development resources website. I think that's where all the additional information you can get on a Google Drive. It's valuable information. Next week we have the mentor hour. Gentleman from the Education Center down in Port St. Lucie will be on to answer any questions for any associates that are going through book work, level 1, 2, 3, level 3 testing, or want more information about the program. We'll have that available. So if there are any associates at your facilities or anybody who's going through the program, please feel free to share this with them, because it's a great opportunity for them to get some one-on-one assistance. Also hear some other questions other associates might have that they need to ask as well. But again, thank you, Gavin, Billy. Greatly appreciate it. Gavin, I'll be looking at your TikTok and Instagram as soon as I get off. But thank you very much again.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Jeff. If anyone
And I
has any
believe Christine
questions,
is going to. What's that?
yeah, I was just gonna say, again, I talked to Doug like 2 weeks ago just about my challenges at my club, but please reach out to me if you guys have any questions or want to run an idea by me, or something I can learn too. But yeah, please don't be afraid to reach out. Like, we have all these great resources. Gavin and I talk about different things. We got little different groups that we've made to enhance our experience and our knowledge. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you, Billy. Yeah, thank you guys for coming on and getting the time out of your busy schedule. I greatly appreciate it.